Welcome to Brigade Leader. My goal in this tutorial is to teach you how to register. So the first thing you're going to do, this is your activity page, the landing page you're going to come to when you're logged in as a Brigade Leader user. You can tell if you're already logged in and a user by going up here, and you should see your profile picture and you should see your name here. We need to know who you are so we know who we're registering. And so you want to do your free personal account and then use that for the registration process. Once that's done, you can click on the Register My Unit button. And what that's going to take you to is a landing page that helps you understand what you get when you register as a unit with Brigade, but also whether or not you're going to be renewing or registering today. To register, and that's what we're going to focus on today, it means that you've never registered here on Brigade Leader. You may be a long-time unit, but if you've never registered here on Brigade Leader for the first time, you're going to click on this button, Register My Unit. Once you're there, we're adding a product to your account that is going to be a registration product. So the first thing you're going to do on this page is to look down where it says unit size. We determine your unit size based not on the number of boys, but on the number of leaders. And the reason for that is that this registration is going to give your leaders access to everything that is on Brigade Leader online, including all of the things over here: training, the e-magazine, the social media page just for Brigade leaders, discussion forums where you can get help and help others, groups, resources, the shop, a whole host of opportunities for your leaders. And this is going to indicate how many seats are available for your leaders to participate. So if you notice up here, it says from 150 per year. That's the minimum it's going to require if you choose up to 5 leaders. I'm going to choose, for this sake, up to 14. And you'll notice here that it changed from 150 per year to 300. That's giving you up to 14 leaders that you can add to your unit here online. The next thing you want to do is indicate your unit number. If you know your unit number, go ahead and put that in here. If not, you can just put 4 zeros. This indicates here, this checkbox that says take up a seat, whether or not the person registering, I'm assuming you, is going to be one of the leaders that takes up the 14 seats that will be available here on Brigade Leader. If not, if let's say you're a church secretary that's just being kind and doing this for one of your Brigade leaders, don't check the seat here. But if you're a leader or a chairman who's going to be using the resources here, go ahead and check that. That's going to use up one of those seats, but it's appropriate because you're going to be using all of the resources here on Brigade Leader. Once that's done, you've selected your unit size based on leaders. You put your unit number here and indicated if you're taking up a seat. Go ahead and click Continue. And we're going to take you to the second of 3 pages that you're going to need to fill out. The first thing you're going to see here over on the left is billing details. That's obviously the billing information that is going to be used to bill you on the credit card that you're going to be using shortly. That's all of this information here. The next section you're going to see is the church information. So put your church information here. The next thing you're going to see down here is your chairman information. And if you don't know, a chairman is the person who's ultimately overseeing the Brigade ministry at your church, oftentimes the liaison between the men who are on the ground doing ministry in Brigade at your church and the church leadership. Sometimes it's the men who are actually participating. Oftentimes it's best to have someone who's not week to week engaged in the ministry, but is focused on the overall health and productivity of the ministry and interacting with the church leadership to make sure that your overall church ministry goals are being met by our partnership with you. Here is where you indicate the programs you're going to be running. And so let's assume we're going to be running Stockade. And then if you have an additional program you're running, you can see right here, it says press the Control or Command key to indicate that you're going to have more than one program. So I pressed Control and added Tree Climbers. This is the number of boys that you anticipate participating. And I know, because I'm a leader on the ground as well, you don't always know, but you have some idea. So let's assume we have 16 to 20. It's fine if that's not quite accurate. Just do the best you can. Indicate that you understand the responsibilities included in the working agreement, which you should have seen already. And we're almost done. You can see here that the product unit registration has been added. You can see that it's $300 per year. The only thing we need at this point is for you to enter in your credit card information. I already have mine in here, but if you needed to add a new payment method, you can do that here as well. This is going to be stored so that you don't have to remember this in the future. It can also be changed, and that can be done on the back end once you're registered. You can also change whether or not this is auto-renewed. It's going to automatically assume that you want the convenience of auto-renew. So when 1 year, 365 days from the day you register, will go ahead and renew you. You'll have received emails indicating that's happening. You can change that anytime in your admin panel on the back end. Click that you've read the website terms and agreements. Click on this button here. And what you're going to notice next is that you're taken to one last page. And this is really one of the most important pages you're going to find, because it's where you actually are going to enter the email addresses of each of the leaders that will be participating. You can actually do this later on by going to your panel here for unit management. But just to make sure that it's done and off your list, we encourage you on that first page that I showed you, when you're going to register, that it's helpful before you register to have the following information at hand. You'll want your credit card, you'll want your church and chairman information, and you'll want a list of your leaders, including their email addresses. The person who's going to be registering today, that'll be you, under your account, is going to be what's called the unit owner. It doesn't mean you're the chairman or the most important person, but you're going to own this unit registration. And the renewal information, the credit card information, all of that is going to be managed by the owner. If you need that change, just let us know and we can change the owner for you. But if you're wondering who that is, it's the person who actually registered. So we're assuming that you have your email addresses for your leaders here. You just submit them in these text boxes, and you can enter whether or not they're just a regular leader or they're a unit manager. You're going to be the owner unless that changes. And most of your guys are just going to be regular leaders, but you can actually include unit managers here, and they're going to help because they are going to be able to add or remove additional leaders and change this role here. They're called unit managers. Once that's done, hit send invitations. Your leaders are going to immediately get an email that invites them to actually join Brigade Leader. Until they do that, they're not going to have access to all the information, resources, and tools that we showed you. But once they do, it'll be open to them. And we hope that our goal of equipping and helping you to minister to the boys and men in your congregation is further facilitated by this tool. If you have any questions or needs, let us know. We're always here to help.